Welcome to my workshop. My name is Jeff McDonald, and what we're going to work on next is a resin, a wood bowl with resin. It's all segmented. I think you're going to like it. The bottom's going to be resin, and then midway through the bowl there's going to be some resin pieces. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I did go ahead and pour the the bottom for the bowl. So this is going to be the base for the bowl. It's not going to be this big a diameter, but you start out larger and you turn it down to where you want it, right? I have to still make a tray of the same color. It's going to be for the pieces that are mid-bowl. So anyway, it'll be a fun project. I think you'll like it. I know I like making them. So with that, let's get started. I do sand these flat and get them the right diameters that I want, and that's what I'm doing now. I just wanted to give you a peek on that process. I'm not going to show you all of this that I'm doing, but I'm going to just show you what this one piece does. I got a bunch more of this to do. So, all right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take you in and we're going to cut segments. All right, we're going to get all the segments cut. I'll show you how some of that's done. All right, now I'm going to cut the strips of resin that I'm going to use in a few decorative things within the bowl. You'll see when the time comes. Right now. Alright, so I'm going to set up for the first set of segments. First thing I do is I set the dimensions and what it needs to be, how wide that segment needs to be at the widest point. In this case, it's 0.649. I've already marked it, but I put this on here and I mark it. And then what I do is I come over to the blade and go to the back side of the blade and put that line. Okay, so that's set there, and I come back here and I move my stop block up, and now we're set. Okay, double check it, everything looks good. Then I just start cutting segments. Now the first set of segments are very small. Get all some more lights here. Alrighty. Now, these pieces are going to be fairly small, so we start with the you see this line here that I put in this line. This line always stays up, this line always stays up against the back. Okay, so I just bring it to the front. One. Two. And I just repeat this process until I get all the segments I need. Now, that'd be 36 segments through this bowl, or one bowl. But I always make 2 bowls every time I make them. You know, so I gotta make 72 segments. Alright? Alright, so I've got to do this for the next, I don't know, day. Because if you look over here, you're gonna see all that wood there that I gotta do that too. Make all these segments, and I gotta lightly sand them, and then the next move is to make the rings, and we'll come back when I do that. All right, now it's time to work on this row that's going to have the diamond piece in it. Have the segmented piece in it. There's going to be 9 per bowl. So what I do is I glue up these 2 first. I just glue them all up and let them set, and then all I got to do is use them and add the walnut one in between each one. It makes the ring. So that's the plan anyway. It should work out really well. Let me get these mixed up. It's a 30-minute adhesive, 30-minute sets up in that 30 minutes time. This is an older adhesive, but I'm gonna give it a whirl, make sure. I hope it works. Oh yeah, we're good. We got plenty of them. Okay, it's a 2-part, equal parts. All I do is I just put it on, and then I kind of eyeball the quantity in the bowl. Now this part here is a hardener, and you can tell it's much different when it comes out. I mix this all up. Always cut you see how that's round? I cut it flat with a pair of scissors. That way I can really mix up better, and I can apply it better. At least that's what I do. This doesn't set up too fast. I hope that other stuff isn't too rapid. Alright, so what I gotta do is take one set. I have to wear gloves because I'll have it all over me. And then I just do that. Now this rubber thing I work on, it won't stick to it, so one down and a bunch to go. Okay, so I just wanted to give you an idea on how I do this. All right, well, it's been overnight, and all these pieces have now, they're ready to go. They're solid, and it takes 9 per ring. So let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, and then a walnut piece goes in between each one. Together. All right, now let me get this the right size. I think it is. my big rubber band here, my block, hold everything in place, and then all I do is put the rubber band around the ring. These rubber bands I get on Amazon, they're really silicone. They're not regular rubber band, because regular rubber bands, the adhesive would stick to it, but being silicone it doesn't. So this works out really well. All right, go around and kind of straighten it out. Get this one done, and then I'll move on. Oh, there we go, there's a spot. Turned out pretty good. I don't see any bad spots in it. All right, there we go. I only have, what do I have? 9 more rings to go, and then we can start making the bowl. Alright, so what I'm doing right now, I started cutting it before. I was thinking that I forgot to turn the camera on, is I'm making a waste block that will be attached to the resin piece for the base of the bowl. So, alright. Alrighty, now it's time to attach the waste block to the base, which is resin, which means I got to use a 2-part resin epoxy to attach it to. I mean, I've seen people use hot glue and other different things. I just, I don't know, hot glue and me on something turning 1200 RPM is just not, I just don't know. I've done it, but I'm always nervous when I'm doing it, so I just assume make sure this thing ain't coming off. I don't even have to think about it again. You know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is put it on. Now I will leave this on till tomorrow, but I usually do this at the end stages of the day and then let it set overnight, you know. Because I'm about there. I should be able to tomorrow, which is Sunday, so after I get out of church I'll take all the rings, run them through the drum sander, and then we'll be able to start attaching them to the base of the bowl to eventually make a bowl. It's a process. It takes time, but I enjoy doing it, and I keep track of the hours. It isn't like it's the only thing I'm doing. I mean, if I'm like now after I do this, I'll go on to do something else, not related to this bowl. You know, I just so I can, you know, I'm not going to sit around and wait for glue to dry, just like I can't sit around and wait for grass to grow. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it on here, but it's just temporary until I can get everything lined up. I'm going to bring the tailstock up. Here. Come on, get on there. by doing this, I'm using it as a clamp, you know. It's coming out in most areas. Alright. Now, tomorrow what we'll do is we'll, like I said, we'll run the rings through the drum center and then start building the bowl. Alright, now it's time to we have 30%. Now it's time to run these through, get them sanded. So I'm going to have to keep passing them through. As you can tell, it just takes a while, so I'm not going to run all that through on the camera, but just to give you an idea, it takes about 30 minutes to sand all. Not bad. It's enough for 2 bowls, as I keep probably repeating myself about. But all right, so what we're going to do first is I'm going to turn this down round. And then we'll pull the very first ring up and attach it to the resin bottom with a 2-part epoxy. After that, everything else would be used just regular glue to attach, okay? So let me see what we got here. It's pretty off balance, so I got to keep it kind of slow. Alright, so now I need to flatten this surface a little bit. It's a little bit wobbly, so let me do that quickly. A big glob of resin here. This is a 2-part epoxy, resin epoxy, or whatever you call it. Come on, I need to use this up because it is getting tired. There we go, that's a good blob. I'd rather have too much than not enough, that's for sure. Okay, come on, you. now it's time to get this bowl turned. The fun part, I call it. Everything's been fun, but this is the most exciting part for me, as it is for most wood turners. I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna use a regular bowl gouge, 5/8 inch bowl gouge. I'm gonna just round this over slightly, get the outside shape. I gotta be careful of these resin pieces. There's 8 of them and it's one ring, right? At that point, I'll probably switch over to a carbide cutter. Okay, so let's get started. Stop a minute. Man, it's only been a couple minutes in, but you can already see we're getting the shape. This area here has got to go down quite a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get the carbide cutter and do that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get this turned down. This base is way too fat, and I knew that putting it on there, but it's the only form I had to make the base. So anyway. Let me take a minute. I'm gonna get some tools. All right, let me see if I can't round that off. On these kind of bowls, the resin takes more time than the wood by far. Okay, I have to change and put my hood on, the respirator hood. This resin's starting to get to me. I'm gonna take a short break, be right back. I think we're about there. You gotta kind of see it as if it's sanded or not. See, I've got right here that glue mark. I need to get rid of that. There's kind of a bump there. I want to get rid of that. So let me change tools. Those who wood turning already know this, but I'm not looking right here so much. I'm looking at the horizon. That gives me my shape as I'm moving the tool around. You know what I'm saying? So if you look, you can kind of see it working up there. You really don't see much when you look at the tool except for resin flying up in the air. But other than that, all right. I like that. Let's see. Let me go. right, what do you think? I like that design. It's got 8 of these, and then just walnut and maple and cherry, but together I think they do a nice job. Okay. Let's, I'm gonna switch and move the camera. All right, I think we're there, guys. Let me check it. I liked how the rim turned out. Yeah, we're ready. We'll sand this. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna sand it. And I'm not gonna bore you with sanding. Everybody's seen sanding and knows what that is. So then I'm gonna come back when it's time to put the finish on. I haven't decided what kind of finish I'm gonna do yet. But all right, got it sanded pretty nice. I think I like it. What I'm gonna do now is use abrasive sanding paste. And then we're gonna put this Axe polish on it. So this works really well for a bowl like this that has resin. You know what I ought to do? I gotta blow this out a little bit better. I'm seeing. Sorry. All we do is take the paste and put it all over, literally, you know, plenty of it, everywhere. Okay, let me get a better hold of this rag. I'm gonna put it on the front, back. I'm not gonna move the camera. You have a good idea what I'm doing on both sides, right? So I'm okay. Yeah, don't be afraid to put some on. Then we're going to put on a rag when we go to varnish it or just polish it. We're going to power polishing. Oh, it's gonna be nice. This is going to be a wedding gift for my nephew and his new wife. So their favorite color is purple, so they got a purple bowl. A purple resin anyway. Okay. Let me turn this on, turn it down, start out low, polish low. Now this takes a while. You know, I'll probably fast forward this because this takes a long time to get the look I want. Okay. Okay, that's that part. Now let's wax this bad boy. Wax, do kind of the same thing, put it all over. All right, got it all sanded and mostly polished to where I like it. I kind of wish I could do a little bit more, but at some point, it just goes as good as you can get it, you know? Now I'm just gonna cut off this, turn it down a little bit. Just cut off this waste block, which I'll use for multiple other things, but since I've used a two-part epoxy on it, I have to really cut it off with this. Get more light. After that, it's just really got to get in there and turn it with, turn the resin, clean it up. Now I'm going to go in about, oh, I don't know, a quarter of an inch, because I still got to clean this bowl up and, you know, get it so it's flat on the edges, but then it recesses in. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm going to do. You know, it's been a while since I've made a video, because it's been a while since I've made bowls that I didn't have, that I've never made before. I try to only make videos of bowls I've never made videos of, you know. Now, you can't do that when it comes to, say, just a wood bowl, like just a piece of oak or something. Sometimes it will be similar wood, but in that case, every bowl's different though. In this case, like now, I've got that bowl, and I have this one, which is a carbon copy of that one. I just have to turn it yet. So You know what I'm saying? So when you do segmented, you can make multiples, and it's the same thing. Let's see what I'm doing right here. Let me get my hood on. Actually, I like to get my resin hood on when I'm turning resin. Resin hood's got air pushed into it. Way I'm not breathing the dust. There we go, a little deeper. Got any questions, any comments? I tell you, it's going to be hard to get this completely flat. What it is when you have it on this chuck, this what is it called? Blah blah blah, Nova, whatever it's called. There's a name for it. Anyway, I can't remember. But it's vibrating, and that's what you're hearing. It's hard to get a flat with the bottom with these tools, but we're going to try. Make this work. Alright, rest of it's sanding. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this and finish it, and I'll come back with the final results. All right, we got it done. I think it turned out very nice. Resin is finicky. I mean, to get it polished, wish I could have polished it even more. There's a few scratches in it that I would take weeks to get out, I think. But it came out okay. But anyway, I do that because I'm going to put it at the thumbnail, right? I take a picture. That's going to be my thumbnail. But anyway, thank you very much for watching me make this bowl and all the bowls I've made and all the things I've made. I really appreciate it. Without you, why would I even do YouTube, right? I'm doing this to maybe help pass on how I do things, because I've learned from people, but I by far know everything. So if there's things I did that you think I could have done better, or a process would be easier, please share that with me. But anyway, with that, I'm going to say thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. With that, I want to say God bless. Have a great day.